Mixing it up.
3-yard guys.
So it looks like we're live, right, Nate Dogg? Producer Nate is at the helm tonight.
Live.
You are watching and listening. The Orange Scouts with 3 odd guys. To my left,
3-yard guys.
Trod Bugs. What's up, Trod? Yay.
He's on time.
Oh, yeah, he is on time today. Normally what he does is he walks in, does like a little salt and pepper thing.
Usually his shirt's off too.
You know, yeah, normally his shirt's off.
I
They
got
have
a
to
baby
put it
oil
back
today.
on. Oh, the baby oil.
Bouncing
Yeah.
his pecs normally
Ran
like
out.
this or something.
I ran out of that petrol.
3-yard.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, so gotta keep the shirt on.
Hey, did you do your triangles today?
Oh, you them diamond push.
You did them diamonds?
Gotta believe it.
Yeah, he did some diamonds, so he's looking good today. To my right, this is Angela.
3-yard
I
guys.
touched you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Also from Red's Happy Place, and I am your wife.
3-yard
Wow.
guys.
She is my wife.
So Trod's not your wife? Oh.
No, Trot is my man. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that later.
Man,
We'll talk about that. Mad crush, a little man crush. So, Nate Dogg, did everybody hear Angela say her name? Say your name again.
Am I not loud enough?
You're not loud enough. You got to
Get
speak
right
loud
up.
like me.
My name's
Usually you're
Angela.
way too loud.
Red's Happy Place.
Angela is Red's Hoppy Place. She drinks a lot of beer around here. She steals beers from us.
I do.
She does
I
stuff
steal
like
a lot
that.
of beer.
Yeah,
Sometimes cider, sometimes wine.
yeah, sometimes wine. It just depends on what you steal.
And those delicious sandwiches.
To the far right, over there, Nate Dogg, is my man Josh. Josh, what's up, homie?
Hi.
Yep, that's what he normally does. Josh is head brewer. What are you drinking tonight?
One of my favorites.
Which one? I know what it is, but tell the fans.
APK IPA.
APK, baby, that's one of the best beers in the business.
You know, that hashtag is really trending.
It is really trendy.
Really?
It really is.
Yeah.
I think it's been, like, over the last couple of days, over 1,000.
The APK IPA hashtag? Okay.
The dude in the middle who just started speaking way ahead of time. Our man Drizzy.
Take it easy.
Drizzy,
That's
what's
right.
up, homie? How you doing
I'm
tonight?
doing good, as usual.
What are you drinking? Water tonight? Yeah.
I am drinking
Did you
it's
what's that on this night?
Midnight Bike Ride.
Oh, did you
Bike ride.
actually fill that up with Midnight Bike Ride?
Yes, I did.
You're gonna have a good night, my friend.
I wanted to make sure that the sticker was out. Because
Awesome.
Labels
we're
out.
not just the only mascot here
Labels
today,
out.
So
That's
a
a
lot of
fantastic
there's
transition,
a lot of
Drizzy.
competition here. for
That is a
mascots.
fantastic transition to one of the most well-known mascots in Central
Is,
Florida.
literally.
Our man, KLAW.
Well, hello, guys.
KLAW, how you doing, my friend?
I'm usually a lot more vocal in my costume.
Well, we get a look behind the scenes tonight, and we're really excited about that. We're really excited you're here. We really appreciate you actually coming in. I know you got a busy schedule. You're out and about. You've got a season coming up. Tell us a little bit, before we really dig in and we find out who you are, tell us a little bit about Orlando Predators and how they're going to do this year. Do you have a full season this year?
Well, no, unfortunately, because of COVID, we do not.
Right.
We've got basically the season's cut in half. It's 4 home games and 4 away games. There'll be at least 1 or 2 playoffs, depending, and then of course the championship.
And
And
the
the
Predators
championship.
will play in it.
You're calling it right now.
Calling it right now.
You're calling the Preds going to the
Hey,
championship.
Ben Bennett is the coach.
Yeah?
We are going to the arena.
Is that right?
I'm calling it right now.
You're not going to give them a year or anything. You're just
Well,
going
what
to.
do you think?
Hey,
We're
I
going.
mean, in a short year, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a small amount of teams in this particular league. Almost everybody going in. I mean, I know it sounds a little crazy, but you could actually have an absolutely horrible year and still make the playoffs.
Is that right?
You know,
The Preds did
but,
that
you
one
know,
year.
Hey,
yeah.
Alan, you know what I think they need? I think they need Trod. Trod, you ready to suit up?
Trod Yang.
Listen, I look for every opportunity to put that uniform back
To
on.
suit
There you
back
go.
up?
Give me the call.
You used to play for Marshall.
Give me the call.
There you go, man.
So,
So-
Ben Bennett, if you are listening, far left,
I'm ready.
I am the
Trod is
manager
available.
of Trod.
We need
So
need him out of here.
Call me.
Yeah.
And
Is everything
Yeah,
okay?
I was just saying earlier that one of our original coaches, Perry Moss, actually coached for Marshall.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he did.
hey, look who's here. Look who's here.
Uh-oh, photobomb.
Uh-oh.
It's
Deb's
the-
in the
it's
house.
Deb
She's
Hartman.
getting in. What's up, Deb?
Another one.
So let's
owner.
introduce you
Cool.
formally, Alan. Alan is the mascot, the owner of this fantastic brand, KLAW, for the Orlando Predators. How long have you been doing this?
Well, we designed and created him in the fall of '93.
Correct.
So
Few years.
somewhere around 26 years I've been
That's
jumping
fantastic.
around in this thing.
And you, so you've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
So listen, we all want to talk about this. Back when the Orlando Predators were not as family friendly,
Oh, the fun times.
The fun times.
That's right.
You have got to have some stories, all right? So you put on the suit and you walk out on the field or into the stands or wherever you're mingling. Tell us at least. Let's start with one crazy story. You've got to remember one crazy story before we start digging in.
Well, there's plenty of those, and a few would make Howard Stern blush.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
So,
do tell.
well, there's a lot of very unusual ones. This particular one, after we do the national anthem and do everything on the field, I run immediately up into the stands because I believe a mascot has to be there. I mean,
With the fans.
A mascot sitting in an end zone is worthless.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I'm just
We get it, my friend.
yeah, it doesn't work. So I'm up in the stands, and usually the concourse is where all the handicapped folks are.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sitting down with a young gentleman and signing some autographs for him, and I was squatting down because he's in a wheelchair, and we took some pictures, got all that done, and then I started to stand up, and my balance was off. I'm top heavy, so I fell backwards. So I'm like a turtle. And before I can actually turn over and right myself, a girl jumps on me and starts riding me cowboy style.
Attaboy.
So I gave her 8 seconds,
Attaboy.
and then she left.
said,
I
"I'm done."
rolled over, pushed
Buck
myself up.
and Bronco, you get 8 seconds.
I'm done. By the way, I'm done.
Yeah, and by the way,
And did you get to sign both with KLAW?
You know, there are some, not young ladies anymore, but there were young ladies out there. And I did sign my
Sign
fair
some
share of
things.
breasts.
I saw you
Attaboy.
doing it, dude.
Attaboy.
I was in the front row, 25-yard line for about 8 years.
And you know, they would do that. They'd come back to the next game, and then they would start all over again.
Yeah.
The weird part about it is this one young lady came up, and she started to take her top off.
Wow.
Traditionally type of thing. There's the autograph, and I said, well, I've already done it. She goes, no, I wanted to show you that I got it tattooed over top of the last game.
oh my gosh! So she literally got it tattooed
Got
on
it
there.
tattooed.
Wow.
Now,
KLAW is
KLAW,
ingrained.
and that is a brand.
now
That is the brand.
You a brand.
fast forward about 10 years, and I'm taking a picture with a young lady.
Yes.
Her dad's taking the picture. She's a 20-something.
And what you're going to say is the tattoo was a little lower this time.
Well, no, she was.
Oh,
it was
no.
a young girl. So what happens is the dad is standing there and goes, I got to show you something. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
What am I going to say? This is another Predator game. Just when I thought I'd seen everything, there's another Predator game. So he's wearing these cargo shorts, and he's a big fella. So he has these big, monstrous thighs. He pulls up his cargo shorts to reveal a full-color tat of me.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Are
On
you
his
kidding me?
thigh.
Yeah.
I was flattered and creeped out all at the same time. But it was a Predator game, so it's just you just roll with it.
That is so good.
I can't wait to hear who's the lady that actually still has that tattoo.
Yeah.
I didn't ask her name, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Good for you.
We were talking about this not too long ago. I actually was invited to a Jacksonville Jaguars game by the mascot for his birthday. So we're all out there doing the thing on the field at halftime, and then after that was over, they're saying we need to take you up into the kid zone, where they're doing balloon animals and makeup and all of that.
That's
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
So here I am taking a picture with little Johnny, and Mom is slipping me business cards,
Oh, jeez.
and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Birthday party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
Birthday.
on. I'm not sure it was a birthday party.
Well, but
that
here's the
she
thing.
was
Here's the thing. That brings us to the question that we all want to know. So when you put on this suit, is that your alter ego?
Well, yeah. I mean, what I did first of all, when we first went into the office with him, all the guys back then. Remember, the big TV show was Home Improvement.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all the guys, they see me walk in with the,
Josh is too young.
I
He doesn't
just
remember
strut in, doing
Youngest
my
one
thing.
here.
And all of a sudden, all the guys, and we're talking about, a former NFL player was one of our VPs at the time,
Right.
and everybody starts going, doing the whole thing, Then there was a tiny voice in a back room going, "You're gonna frighten children." So I walked into her, introduced myself. I said, "I'll be right back." Turn around and look out your window. She had a big bay window on Orange Avenue. And I went out there, I started waving, honking horns, everything. And it just so happened a young mother and a 4-year-old daughter walked up. I got down on one knee. I said hello to her. and she gave me a big hug.
Oh,
I turned around and took a bow, and I
you
said,
go.
I'm never going to frighten a child. So
yeah.
the pitch of my voice changed.
Right.
So I got a little higher. I got,
Right.
with
You
the
didn't
kids.
go, oh, yeah,
no.
Yeah.
And with the guys, I'm bumping chests
Right,
and
right,
the whole
right.
thing. And then the weird part is the women, for some reason,
Yes, of course.
started gravitating towards the spandex,
Right, of course.
my derriere,
Of course.
and I turned into Barry White. My voice got a little lower, and
Trot.
just that
Turned
kind of
into
thing.
trot is what
So,
you did.
you know,
You were thirst trapping. It was thirst trapping. That's what, it was
What
at.
I did,
Yeah.
Alan Claude, that's the thirst trapper.
during one game, a young lady came down and said, I made a bet with my girlfriend that you are white.
Right.
And she says, are you white? Or,
I want to ask how he knew that, but
well,
you know what I'm saying.
I said, well, darling, I'm from Texas. So she heard my accent, and she go, oh, you're a white guy. So she turns to the stands and goes, he's white. So her girlfriend was not. She comes running down, and she says, there is no way that butt is on a white guy. Pull your pants down.
Nice.
And I'm like, really?
Wow.
And what was the result?
And then he did it.
and then he pulled his pants down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's white.
Yeah, right in the middle of a pred game. Yep.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Before,
Yeah.
that would have been
And
acceptable. so.
somebody would have noticed maybe, but it's a pred game.
But-
crazy things happen during pred games.
But when you think about it, and as we say, this is your alter ego. I mean, it's got to feel fun, at least, is the word I'm looking for.
It's
It's got to
good.
be fun to turn it off and turn it on like that.
Yeah, it's the weirdest form of celebrity. It really,
Right.
it really is.
Right.
I mean, I'm a rarity in the sense that people do know who I am.
Right.
I mean, during one of our playoff seasons, the day of a playoff, I actually got more press in the Sentinel than our team did,
That's great.
out of costume.
Well, if Charles was playing for the Preds, no.
So
He would have been first,
would
you'd have
have
been
been.
second.
He would have
You know
been.
what I'm saying? Just
so-
saying.
but it was crazy. And then Jack Youngblood, who was our VP at
Oh,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yep.
Jack Youngblood, I'm in the tunnel, I'm getting ready to do my thing before the game. He walks up and goes, I had no idea that you do all the things that you do. And I said, well, this is not really my gig here. I mean,
Right,
I'm
right.
not, it's not like I'm sitting in a closet with a phone in my lap waiting
Just
for you to call
waiting.
me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I got a job.
Allegedly.
I have a job.
Allegedly.
That's
Yeah.
what you tell your friends. I'm not waiting,
I'm not waiting.
but he's
Yeah.
constantly picking up the phone. Hello?
It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, I have a job, right?
You got another gig.
Not 5 minutes later, the commissioner of the league walks up and says the exact same thing. He goes, I had no idea that you
That's
did
great,
all that
man.
stuff. So
That's
I'm
great.
like, well, now you know. You
Well,
know?
I mean, if you think about, let's talk about the times we're living in right now. So it's been a pandemic. It's crazy. So when is the first home game?
Next Friday.
Yeah, it's the 19th. We've
And
already
not this
had
Friday coming up, next Friday.
right the next Friday. Yeah, the Albany Empire.
Okay, and are you at full capacity for that game?
50% is last I heard from Amway.
Okay, so
But
go ahead.
But at 50%, that would be like
that's-
10,000 people.
That's a lot of people. Yeah.
If we fill up 50%, man, we're
Then you're
we're
good.
rocking.
Then you're
We're-
having a great.
We're
you're great.
rocking.
And the reason I ask that is because live events right now are really, really like. I was even so desperate the past couple weeks to find live events. I'm grabbing Tampa Bay hats and buying them and going. I'm gonna go watch the Lightning and I'm gonna go watch all these other folks just to have live events in my life again because everybody's missing live events. So are you seeing people Jones to get at these events to get out? Are you is there a much better are you feeling swell?
I think people are cautious.
Right.
And they're still cautious. They're still trying to find their feet. Organizations like ours, we want to go. We're
Right.
ready to go. We want to make this happen. We want to get to full capacity, but we want to get our fans back. We want the fans to have the fun that he knows we can have.
Oh, well, Daryl's been there for
So
a couple
he's
of.
been there for a couple of
So
weeks.
so were you there when Daryl got arrested that one time?
Did you? Oh, for what did you do?
I was.
How do you get arrested at a Predator game?
I said allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Did you pull your top up?
I was actually going to tell you this story, and you're going to remember it too when I tell you this.
Oh my
story.
goodness.
Yep.
Yeah. Should I go now?
Tell the story, brother.
Dude, so remember when Tampa and the Predators were in a playoff game in Amway Arena, and there was a big riot on the outside? And then
yes.
and they blamed it on the bad fans.
They did.
It wasn't with bad
It
fans.
wasn't
no,
bad
it was
fans?
two idiots throwing stuff at my ex-wife and my brother's wife.
Oh.
So we walked out of the stand, and the guy turned around, looked at me, and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I pushed him down the stairs.
Yeah. Oh.
And then another guy jumped.
He
on top.
didn't jump on him and
Then
ride
a
him
guy-
like a
then
bull.
guy- now check this out. Then another guy jumped on me.
Yeah.
And then jumped on my brother, and then my brother's ex-wife took her sunglasses and started beating the shit out of this guy.
Oh, my
and then,
goodness.
then that guy pushed my sister-in-law, and that started everything because like 60 people.
Full
jumped
blown
on.
melee.
So.
And every
Next
time
time-
Daryl tells a story, it becomes like bigger and bigger.
It is bigger. It was bigger.
Alan, next thing I know, I'm being
He
lifted up
pushed
by
some
this
dude down
big
the
old
stairs.
cop,
Yeah.
and he said, "Get out of here," because I saw everything that happened. He told me to leave.
Well, there
and
you
then
go.
on the way home, we heard this on the radio. It's like, "Oh, these Orlando fans are really bad." It's like, what the hell happened? We lost, but that wasn't the reason why that fight started.
It doesn't matter whether we win or lose at a Predator game. It's always a good time.
It is a good
Right.
time.
So,
Now-
Daryl, are you allowed back?
They don't know. It's
Oh,
me.
we don't kick people
And-
out.
and
They know now.
And-
They
Except
know
for he
now.
just admitted
And,
it.
and
Now
my
they
boy,
know.
my,
Now.
my
Daryl
boy Ben,
started it.
my boy Ben. He's back
Yeah.
again.
You're good?
Well, there was a
Jay
di-
Gruden too.
yeah, there was a diehard fan who he comes see me every game. Big fella, his nickname was Bear, and he lived up to that name. His biceps were as big as my thighs, and he owned a concrete
jealous,
company.
Troy. Don't be
Owned a
jealous.
concrete company. So here he's telling me about his daughter, how she wants to be a cheerleader for the Predators. She's going as soon as she's 18, she's going to try out, and he wanted me to meet her. So I'm like, whenever, dude. So this particular game, she happened to be there. He brings me up to meet her and her girlfriend. Now what happens is a lot of times guys will kind of roll up on me and stand around me because the ladies gather
They
around.
gravitate around you.
And then they like I'm their wingman or
That's
something,
exactly right. Yes. You're their wingman.
My boy,
Exactly.
my boy.
You my
Claw.
boy, Blue.
Exactly. So what these two fellas didn't know is that was her daddy standing
Oh, good
there.
times. Good times.
So as they walked away, the one fella made a comment about his daughter.
That's never.
And he's
Swing and a miss.
he's holding a beer, and I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Am I going to jump in between? This guy's a mountain, and he's a buddy. I don't really want to do this because
You don't want this to happen.
I don't want this to happen. So I fully expected him just to reach back and just pop this guy with his giant trunk of an arm. He didn't. He headbutted him without spilling his beer. He headbutted him and dropped that guy.
Save the beer.
Those beers are expensive.
That sounds
there,
like
man.
something
You better
I
not
would
ever
do.
spill a beer.
Homer Burr.
Now
Homer
the-
Burr.
Homa Burr.
The funny part about it was that there was a cop there and an usher there who saw the whole thing happen. They didn't go and grab my buddy.
Yeah.
He was too big. They
Yeah.
grabbed the other guy and
Of
drug
course
him out.
they did. Of course they did. They're
So
like,
I'm
we're
like-
going to go with the easier of the two.
Oh yeah. So I'm like, "Phew, man, I didn't
Listen.
have to get in the middle of that. Oh,
But
my
see, that's
goodness.
the old Preds. That's the old Preds game, and that doesn't mean it was bad. That just it was good times.
Oh yeah.
There was a transition
Yes.
a few years back to a more family-friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Are you? Is that still the truth, or are we still seeing
Okay.
a lot of fun? I mean, what is your opinion on that?
Well, the new owners.
Right.
When we all sat down at a table and we started talking about how we were coming back.
Right.
We were like, we want it the way it was.
There you
Now
go.
we do know
Yep.
in our political climate that we have now,
We understand.
the Orlando Predators the 90s Orlando Predators cannot exist.
Well, listen, we understand. I'm going to interrupt you. We understand because we're always bleeping Daryl constantly here at Three Odd Guys
starts
Brunch.
talking,
Literally,
it's beep.
exactly. When he walks around the brewery, we just walk around and go beep when he starts talking. So I mean, we get it, we understand. But
Yeah.
continue.
I always
Sorry.
thought that was in my head.
But that being said, they said we want to give the fans as much of a good time as they remember having.
And frankly, and I know we all have an opinion on this. We should all talk about this. Frankly, football games, especially back in the day, it was all about being an adult,
Sure.
getting out, having a beer, enjoying a game.
Sure.
And if there was a kid around, I'm sorry, son, or I'm sorry, daughter. You're hanging out with kids. I mean, you're hanging out with adults, and sometimes they cuss, and sometimes they drink beer.
Especially during a game.
Yes.
Right, during a game.
Now, a lot of people There's an area in the old arena, not the Amway, but the old arena, that you did not want to sit, and that was directly underneath the upper level.
Right.
Because if somebody didn't like a call, it rained beer. And other things too. Yeah. I mean, people started throwing quarters from the upper decks.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
That's what I want to see.
Cups, full
Yeah.
cups. Yeah.
Catching quarter. I'm getting rich, bitch.
Yep. I saw a fully loaded hot dog hit one of our players and bounce off a head coach's head.
Nice.
You don't have to go to the concession stand.
It was like a $30 hot dog.
Yeah.
He
Wait,
threw his $20 beer.
Yeah.
So I got quarters and hot dogs coming down. I'm
If you're
sitting right
broke,
here.
yeah,
Right
I'd
here.
be broke after
You
that.
can have a drink, a hot dog, and some quarters.
That's it, man. So yeah, I mean, there was always something wacky happening.
And I think, and frankly, just like this brewery, and just like bars, and just like everything else, there are adult things that adults should be able to do what they do. I don't mean violence, and I don't mean like let's fight and let's do whatever. But you should be able to go out and have fun at a game and not worry about like having a cuss word come out of your mouth or lambasting your team because they're not doing well. So
Or the other team.
Exactly. I
was a master at that.
I know the climate we live in, and I understand what we're dealing with, and I am as hip as anybody else is to not offending anyone. But there are times when you know what you're walking into, right?
Oh yeah.
You're walking into a football game. It's a local team
Sure.
that is so much fun to go to. I miss those days. I
And
really
the
do.
fans are passionate.
I do.
mean,
They really
really
are. Yeah, they really are.
They love their team and they love that. They love the game. A lot of people that are NFL fans that have never seen arena football don't quite get it.
Right.
But if you are going to that game, you're going to see high scoring. You're going to see hits that are crazy.
Oh, it's against the actual pads, which
Right
are
against the
literally
wall.
right off
Yeah.
the
Oh,
wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had an away game against the Oklahoma Wranglers, and one of our players got hit up against the wall so hard, his helmet was shattered into 12 pieces and went up 3 rows.
Holy
So
jeez.
yeah, this is not your.
When they-
yeah,
you
this
can
is
hear
not.
it.
This is not a lame game. These guys are intense.
I remember Kenny McIntyre. That's the one I remember. He was
Yeah.
always
The
so
glove.
Yep.
he was always so vocal, and he was always fairly. I mean, he probably could have played in some other organizations and did very
Certainly,
well.
yeah.
He was fairly athletic, and then he moved into the management with the organization.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up is there was a time when the Preds were way out front.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was when it
Yeah.
you know what I mean, when it came to the
We were a juggernaut team. I mean,
Right.
a lot of people don't know this particular stat, but the Orlando Predators at one time held the record for the most appearances in playoffs. No,
Right.
in
Oh, yeah,
any
that's
sport.
year,
19
Oh,
straight
wow.
years in a
19
row.
straight years.
Wow.
And the only team that surpassed them was the Detroit Red Wings.
holy crap.
So think about that for a second. I mean, that's a lot. Now, if you combine that, and a lot of people don't know this stat either. You know how many games the Magic play?
right.
Okay, which home games
it's
are
a-
about 80 games.
It's a lot of games.
About 80 games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We sold more beer in 8 home games than Magic games combined.
Wow.
Try, we know where we got to
That
be.
is a
Wow.
record.
We know where we got to be now.
How do we get our
Serious.
beer
Hey, our
there?
boys at the arena are not
Yeah.
stupid. They know
So-
what they did.
We need our beer
Call
there.
us. Three Odd Guys
and-
Brewing is going to
Paul-
partner with you
Paul,
soon.
Paul, you know who
Call
we're
us.
talking to.
Call
Paul.
us. Troy, you might not like the fee, but I'll promise you it's
Yeah.
going to be worth it.
I'll tell you, the
dollars, it
fans
makes
love their beer.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Does Kenny still hold the interception record?
I think he does.
Yeah, I think he does,
I mean, the Predators have. Well, we're in a different league now, so I'm not sure exactly how any of our records play out because we're in the NAL now. We're not the AFL. AFL is gone. It's defunct. It's history.
Right.
Anybody that broke records and would have been in a Hall of Fame, so to speak. I don't know how that plays out now. I mean, we had some amazing players that did amazing things. We had one player, Barry Wagner, arguably the best player ever in arena football. He's the Michael Jordan of arena
Right.
football.
Right.
Without that league, I mean, how
He doesn't
does-
hold any records.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
technically hold any
yeah,
records,
exactly.
which is
Yeah.
really sad because he's a great athlete.
Right. Right.
So
He won what? We won 3 arena bowls with him, and then he went to San Jose and they won 3. And
yeah.
something like
And
that.
then he did come back to
He
retire with
literally-
us.
Yeah, that's right. And his jersey was retired. Remember that? Yeah.
So
I was at that game. That was
my day job is in advertising.
Yeah.
I always look for opportunities when it comes to athletics, sports, etc., to talk about one-on-one with who's your enemy. And the reason I bring that up is I thought there was a brilliant job done a couple years back with some billboards
Right.
with Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, the two. Well, the thing.
The
yeah.
Sharks.
Well, the Sharks. The thing is our owner was the brother of their owner.
Yep.
So they kind of manufactured that whole
Which was brilliant.
thing.
Which was
Yeah.
brilliant. So I want to bring that back, and what I'd really like to see, and I want to have Nate, if there's any questions that come through.
Oh, we got a question.
You sent it to me? All right, stand by. We got a question coming. But what I'd like to see is I want to see more of that because what happens, we're watching right now, for example, boxing.
Right.
Okay? So boxing is doing its thing right now. And
That was fun last night.
it was a blast.
Yeah.
We rented the don't hate on me, Troy.
Yes.
All right.
We rented
That
it.
dude went.
We rented the Logan Paul Mayweather
We
fight.
went
Complete
8
fight.
rounds.
Here's why. It's a marketing
awesome.
it's marketing brilliance.
It
Sure.
was. They
Is
made a lot of money.
First off, Mayweather has always been good at it, and now you got this kid that's a YouTuber who gets in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, who's won 50 fights against the likes of Oscar De La Hoya and
Pacquiao.
and Manny Pacquiao and all these other cats, right? You have to be doing something right to get in the ring and do 8 rounds with that cat
Sure.
and get paid 20, 30, 40 million dollars, okay? I think that football could do the same thing. Football and actually, let's be honest, all of the leagues around, I don't care if it's the NFL, et cetera, can learn a lot from stuff like that.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, and so my point is there was something to that when they started doing the billboard wars and the Jacksonville versus Orlando. Where do you see the organization and where do you see the league heading?
Well, I mean, there's been rumors for the past couple of years of merging leagues because there are some other arena leagues in the country,
Right.
and there may be an East Coast West Coast kind of thing.
I love it.
So
Pac and Biggie kind of thing going
yeah,
on, right?
so you know that's it could very well end up being really cool and expanding our fan base a lot more. So
I love it.
yeah,
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it's a blast to watch. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the fact that it's not fun to watch or it's football light or anything like that. It really isn't. It's really good stuff.
Before the Jacksonville, there was the war on I-4.
the one on I-4,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Bay.
It was back and
Storm.
forth with the Preds for the whole 90s. It was basically the Predators and the Storm, back and forth.
There was.
Yep.
One day their front office called me up and they asked me, they said, we would like you to be do an event during one of our breaks with your fan club against our fan club and our
Oh,
mascot.
it's so good.
And I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, we want to do a tug of war. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
not a problem. If my front office is good with it, I'll do it.
Right.
So I called them up and they said, sure. Well, and then when I hung up, I thought for a minute, you know they're going to load that line. They do not want us to win.
Well, of course.
So just minutes before we went out onto the field, I told the fan club that was there with me, I said, when they count 3, you tug on that rope and drop it. And every one of those guys busted their butt. And I'm jumping up and down. And I'm like, I'm looking at our bench, and Pat O'Hare was our quarterback at the time. Pat O'Hare is wiping his face, and then I see this look on his face. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? I turn around, and one of those fans is coming at me like a raging bull.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh my God,
Here it
what
goes.
am I going to do to this guy? How do I stop him? So I did one of those typical linebacker moves. I grabbed him and pushed him up.
Right.
I uprighted him and then moved him back. Now, what ends up happening is one of my fans, my guys, decide they want to tackle him. So now I got 2 guys on me.
Oh no.
So I just roll my hips and drop them down, and then I'm like, okay, fine.
I'm out.
I think I'm okay. I turn around, another guy's
Oh
coming
my
at me.
word.
And so I just basically, he went head to head with me and got in my face, and he looks at me and goes, that was funny, dude. But I was never invited back. I was never invited back to do that.
Of course.
So, we.
Well, I think the league can learn a lot from what's going on right now. It doesn't make it right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just the world we live in.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is, if you look back, some of that was happening in the 90s.
Oh, certainly.
It was happening early on, and when we first got here, Angela and I first moved here, the Preds were like the thing.
Sure.
It was the Preds. It was the hockey.
The Solar Bears.
The Solar
We
Bears.
had roller hockey here
Yes,
for a short time.
it was. There was a lot of local stuff going on. By the way, Trod, you have a question. So we have a question from one of our fans. I'd like to know if Trod ever goes back to Marshall for games, and wants to know what he thinks. And by the way, he wants to know what you think of the new head coach?
All right.
It's a tough question. It's a tough question. Trod, we'd
That's a
like
good
to
one.
know.
No sound effects.
So.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes.
bring it on, bring
Delayed.
it on.
Hang on. Sound effect.
I got a drink for
Sound
this.
effect. So, Trod,
This is real profound.
this is good stuff.
Yeah, so actually, it's been a couple of seasons since I've been back. However, because they got the new head coach at Marshall, I will be in attendance with a lot of my Herd brothers for this upcoming season.
Word.
New head
Herd.
executive.
Heard.
Got an excellent head coach. Came in through the likes of Saban down at Alabama. So hopefully gonna bring some of that swag up to
Some
Huntington,
royalty.
West Virginia. And not to mention, our good friend is also on the coaching staff there too. Big shout out Ralph Street,
There you go.
defensive line coach. So I definitely will be.
We love you, Ralph.
Yep, we do.
Thanks, Ralph.
In a man way.
Yep.
In a manly way, of course.
Not a man crush way.
So, wait.
What exactly is a man way?
Wait.
Figure this out.
If it's manly,
Man
it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not like this. It's not like. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about, right? We're talking about this.
I
or that.
totally
So,
opened
yeah.
up Pandora's
That's a
box
good
with that.
idea.
Yeah, exactly. So what we on the Orange Couch, we've been doing this a long time. We started when this place was empty. There
Actually
was
on a couch.
on a couch, on the
Literally.
Orange Couch. That's why it's called the Orange
okay.
Couch.
They're all over there.
There was no bar here. There was no seats. There was no beer flowing. We would literally bring in our own beers, sit down here, and have
No
some,
AC, no power,
AC, nothing. Just have some
nothing.
conversation.
Hot box.
I was
Just-
running the camera.
Angela was running camera, just running around
So
doing
if
things.
it sucks, it was me.
No, it was good stuff, Ans. That was actually the heyday. The reason I bring that up is we understand the evolution of things and how things evolve. And I'd really like to see the Preds move back into, and I don't mean like everybody's got to fight and throw beers at each other. What I mean is there's got to be some passion again.
Yeah, I hate to put it this way, but when you win, the fans love you.
Good point.
You
Good
know,
point.
You
That's
got to
well said.
You got to put a good team on the field. Now, our fans are
You heard that, Troy?
dedicated enough.
They need you, brother.
They are dedicated enough. And I told one of our former coaches when he first came in, we had to sit down. And I said, "Look, I don't want to. I mean, I'm a mascot. I don't want to presume anything.
No. That's your alter
You're
ego,
the
man.
head
You
coach.
were the man.
But I told him, I said, look, I've been here a long time, and I know my fans. If you make a mistake, they're going to call you on it.
They will. Yeah.
The fans will call, and our fans are that vocal. They will do it.
But see, that's what you want.
You do want that. You want that feedback.
Right.
And I just told him, I said, look, just roll with it. Take the information, and you'll be better for it.
Agreed.
And he became a really good coach.
Because there's been moments when the organization's been down and it's been up, and I get that. That's all organizations.
Sure.
But what I'd like to see, and this is the climate for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone's listening, there's only probably eight listeners or viewers right now. All 8 of you. If you could pass it along, the interesting thing about right now is the climate is ripe for folks to go back to live events, which is the start. And then the secondary part of that is, one, spend the money with the organizations. Let's spend the money on the local level with the organizations. Sure. And that's why I'm wearing Tampa Bay hats and why I'm supporting the Magic, whether I like them or not. That's why I'm supporting all these other organizations, and we should all do this. But you have an opportunity to speak up. You have an opportunity to be a passionate fan.
Sure.
And I think that helps. Let's build our tribes on the local level, and let's make sure that we can. Listen. Let's bring it back. Let's bring all the fun back.
Well, yeah, we have, and right now, I mean, in the 90s, all we had was your traditional newspaper, radio, and TV. I mean, that was it, basically. Billboards. Now we've got the internet. We've got
Social
all
media,
these
you
other,
got everything,
we've got tons of venues now that we can introduce this
Right.
and reintroduce this
Right.
to the to the fans.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, we're excited about it. We're trying to work on all platforms as much as we can. It's
beautiful.
So, we're going to have fun with it, and I'm going to rise.
So do you
right
know some
along
folks
with
that
it.
you can get our beers up in there? Let's go.
Hey, I'll talk to the GM. We'll see
do it.
what happens.
Let's do it.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about entertainment.
It is.
Certainly. That's
So
what it is.
as long as the owners of the organizations understand it's entertainment, so you got to keep the fans entertained.
You have to give them what they want.
Exactly. So if the fans are asking for it, you got to give it to them. And I can tell you, knowing the Predators of the '90s, that was good times.
That was a blast.
And I can tell you, me and all my buddies, we still sit and talk to this day about the Predators. It would not be the same as what it used to. We're going to step aside from the current climate,
Right.
all the Me Too movements and all this other stuff and equal opportunity. But again, it was a good time for the Predators because
Right.
everyone enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
But again, we understand it is
We
what
get
it
it.
is.
It is
now.
the climate it is right now. This cancel culture, and we talk about it all the time. This cancel culture, in my opinion, is bullshit.
It is.
And what I mean by that is not that everybody shouldn't be respected.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is at some point I'm targeting a viewer that wants to have some fun, and that wants to drink some beer, and that wants to be in that climate. And enough said.
Sure.
So I think what we need to do is understand that if that's not your arena, don't go there.
Well, sure. I mean, if you got to understand, it's a Predator game. It's
Right.
not a church social.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
But that's
you
like
gotta
football,
understand
where people don't expect you to have a big hit.
Right.
What did you expect? Kind of remember back in the late '90s with Nebraska football, when half the football team were like they
Miami
called,
and Nebraska, yeah.
well, it was like ex-cons or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Corn-fed
yeah,
guys.
so,
they were
so,
huge.
so the difference is, it was like, what do you expect when you got guys on the field and you tell them, the fans in the stands, you're like, kill him, hit him hard, break his neck.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? When he actually do it off the field, it's like, wait, what happened?
What just
Don't-
happened? Yeah.
He can do it on the field, but not off the field.
Right.
So kind of go back again to what you're expecting from a football game. If you got people being rowdy and
Right.
expecting, violence
Yeah.
on
Right.
the field, guess what? That's what you're gonna get in the stands. So
Wow, Trod, you really were there because that's what I was saying.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
kill him! Break his head! Knock his head off!
He was the one that got hit that one time when you said it. Son of a bitch.
Every time Claw would walk by, he doesn't realize it, but I'm probably the guy that he slapped.
you
hands
grabbed my
with.
butt?
I'm
Yes,
probably the guy
he
he
did.
slapped.
Probably grabbed
He
my
high
butt.
fived the
You
most
probably
out of the 10-year of the 90s. I'm probably the guy because I was right in the front row, right on 25-yard line, which is center field,
Oh,
because
yeah.
50-yard
Yep.
field. Every time he ran by, he slapped my hand. You didn't even know, and I was that guy.
Well, we can talk player safety, and we can talk about all that stuff all day. But the bottom,
because it goes back to, if not, it just becomes a tennis match.
exactly.
Let's be quiet. Shh.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
They're gonna hit it. They're gonna hit a tennis ball,
Boo.
and it's boring as hell.
Well, I mean, they modified hockey. I mean,
Yeah,
remember
that's
minor
crazy.
league hockey? I went to one game and a fight broke out, and I'm like, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
The next week,
They stopped it.
they stopped it. and I'm
Well,
like,
you remember back in the
really?
day, it was if you go to a fight and a hockey game breaks out. That's
Yeah.
what you had.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I used to love to go to
Yeah.
a fight and watch a hockey game.
Right. Exactly.
I used to
I
love the
love
Solar
hockey.
Bears just for the fact that
Yeah.
they were gonna fight.
They used to
every,
tear it up.
every couple minutes. Somebody
Yeah.
fight.
Right.
Somebody's
love-
tearing it up.
I got
That
my
is
nachos ready. I'm going.
Remember the Jacksonville Lizard Kings used to do that too.
Well, they were
Yeah.
they were saying about the Predators. They said it was like a strip club, and
It's true.
yeah, and a football game broke out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know
it
what
did
you're
happen.
walking into, is my point.
You have to. You
Yes.
have to. I mean, it's just like even in a baseball game. A lot of people don't look at your ticket,
No, you're right.
but there are disclaimers on those tickets.
Oh, yeah, you could get hit with a baseball. Trust me.
And in
I've seen
arena
it.
football, you could end up with a linebacker in your lap.
You got it.
So I mean,
you got it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Alan.
Oh, shut up, Angel.
The Prowlers are
Angel's
still
like,
the
damn,
hottest.
Skippy. Damn, Skippy.
The Prowlers are still the
Wait, where do
hottest
I sit
girls
for that?
in the arena league.
yeah. Well, that's
They
true.
always have been.
That's true.
You just don't know how much money they make, baby. If they didn't make the kind of money you need, so don't worry
Fan
about it.
escorted
never
with the
mind.
player attached to her hip.
He's coming with me. But you see where we're going with this.
Sure.
And I don't mean ill to anybody that doesn't understand that, but you're not going to the Predators games anyway. Does that make sense?
That's true.
So
You're going there to watch a great football game, and there is a party in the stands. There's
it.
no doubt about it.
That's
It's going
it.
to be fun. If you don't understand that, then you might want to.
You might want to disclaim it yourself.
Yeah,
If
you
you don't
might
like
want to.
fun, don't go.
If you don't like rock and roll,
Yeah.
because you're
Love
going to get that.
Yeah.
You don't like rowdy people.
Yeah.
You don't like men running around in tight pants.
Right. Well, you're good with
For the
that.
ladies.
So that
For the
works.
ladies.
That works. for the
Who may be white.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way,
It doesn't
who are
matter.
misconstrued as not white. You know what I mean?
Well,
It
yeah.
happens.
Doesn't
It happens.
matter.
Well,
It happens.
They also thought that I was like 25 years old, 6'5".
They don't know any different.
You know,
Don't worry
and,
about it.
You know, they
Don't worry
they
about it.
didn't.
Hey, they call it the
They-
jungle for a reason.
That's right.
Because it's literally.
And by the way, that's why we asked you about your alter ego.
Yeah.
You are 6'5".
Well, I
and
am,
you
yeah.
are.
Yeah, he's tall.
I've been,
All man.
however,
You got
I
it.
have
All
been many different alter egos. In one season, I was KLAW for the Predators.
Mm-hmm.
I was also, when we had the UFL, we had the Tuskers here. I was Mr. T.
Oh, I remember that. That's
I designed Mr. T for the Tuskers and performed it. I was also, we had an indoor lacrosse team called the Titans.
Yep.
I was,
I don't remember that.
I was,
That's cool.
yeah.
Josh remembers that, but I don't remember that.
I was Titus.
We weren't here then.
The mascot for them.
Wink, wink.
and we
Wink,
had
wink, Josh.
we had the lingerie football league here.
Oh.
So
That's right.
The
Oh, I
Orlando-
remember that.
You
I
did.
designed the outfits
Yes.
for them.
And
I
I
bet
was
you do.
Because you wore it.
and I was
did
there.
wear it out.
He's still wearing.
He's still wearing. He's wearing it now.
And
Trod's got a tattooed signature from one of the girls from
There
the.
is
Yeah.
a role play night. that I wear that
so
out.
yeah, I was mascots that year for all of those teams.
So tell us about that. We talked earlier about how that's kind of what you do.
That is. I've been building mascots for over 30 years. I've done episodic television out at Universal. I played a bank robber in Unsolved Mysteries, built drug labs for American Most Wanted.
Wait, you said America's Most Wanted.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Drug lab. Yeah.
I've never.
Hey, the show.
Can we move?
The
Can we
show.
move on? Can we move on from that show before people start looking into them?
I was wondering why you bought like a round for the whole place, and I was like, he's got money. I don't know why he's got all this money.
And he spoke in that real that Scarface voice.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah, but everybody, when he was robbing the bank, said he was wearing a mask.
yeah. I
that's-
was wondering why he said, "Fly, pelican, fly, fly, pelican."
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I got Secret Service clearance to fire a pyro around President Reagan. I did backstage pyro with Ozzy Osbourne.
That is fantastic.
Nice.
I've done all kinds of
Choose
weird
to be
stuff.
different, baby.
Yeah, man.
Choose to be different.
You know, in Orlando, I had to wear a lot of hats being an artist because I was actually a caricature artist out of the theme parks when I was younger.
Fantastic.
And I just started getting into the film stuff, and I taught myself how to sculpt and make prosthetics and do all of that stuff. And I ended up on the TV show Superboy doing exploding bodies and kryptonite and
Hell yeah.
whatever they wanted, you know.
Here
Can
it
you
is.
do that in here one
Here
day?
it is. Here it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I
Here
want
it
an
is.
exploding body
This
right
is
out
it.
front.
There's some pyro.
This is it.
Yeah. That's
Sparks come out of the top of this baby.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is he going to do it now?
That's I don't know if we got permits in here for
So,
that.
that's
bubble.
all right. We're already in trouble anyway. Don't worry
What
about it.
happened, man?
Let's not burn the place
We
down.
made the insurance payment this month.
Listen.
so we're good.
Can we
We
hit
got-
our 1 year
Look at
mark
this.
first?
Yeah, let's hit our 1 year mark first. You're
There
right.
you go.
That's a good point.
Has anybody here seen Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
We
Oh
have
my gosh, yes.
hundreds of times.
I built the eagle. He beats up at the end.
Ah,
of
that
the
is
movie.
so good. You did
That
really?
was one of mine. Yeah. Mhm.
Dude, that is fantastic.
So yeah.
So your helmet head, you designed that? You sculpted that
Yes,
yourself?
this is actually a sculpted piece, and then it's sculpted out of clay, and then silicone molds are made from that, and then it's made out of either vacuum formed plastics or resins or whatever. And the horns are, I wanted them safe, so I made them out of rubber.
Smart.
So we're good there.
Because you know some folks are going to walk up and do some dumb
Little
stuff.
kids,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
so try to keep
And
it
if you
safe.
get mad and headbutt somebody, you're not
Yeah.
gonna like that.
Actually, I did get a headbutt. One day I was
Oh,
standing in
boy.
the tunnel.
Are you kidding me?
I was standing in the tunnel, and John Gruden and John
Love
Daly
John.
walked up.
Love John.
And
Love
John
both
Gruden,
Johns.
did he headbutt you?
Was John drinking? Of course, but
Well-
how much had he had drank? Because
Well, when you
him
see
and,
John
yeah.
Gruden and John
Him and John,
Daly
yeah,
walk
yeah.
into an arena, you're going, there's a party about
There's
to
something about to
happen.
break out.
That actually sounds like a joke.
Yeah. Okay,
happens
John
when
Gruden and John Daly walk in a bar.
Exactly.
Or walk into an arena. Yeah.
So John walks
They
right
get
up to
headbutt
me.
by Claw.
Yeah. He grabs me by the shoulders and says, "Go get him, Claw!" And wham, he hits me in the head.
Nice.
And I'm like, "Wow, I didn't feel a thing." You know,
Did
Exactly.
you?
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Concussion
did.
protocol.
Yeah, exactly. You had to go
I
into
didn't
the
feel
blue
that.
tent. You had to go into the
He
blue
woke
tent.
up. I didn't feel that. What year is it?
We're talking about a Super Bowl coach.
Oh, yeah.
And he loved that game. He loved arena football.
Yeah, he was there a lot
So,
too.
yeah.
When Jay was a player and a coach. Remember that one year?
Him and his brother were all in there.
Jay
They
was-
were knee deep in it.
Jay was our man. He
Yeah.
was our guy.
Now
man.
there was one year. You
He played
remember?
for the Tampa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You remember on Any Given Sunday, the movie?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
About 90% of the players that were in that locker room and on that field were the Orlando Predators.
No kidding.
Yes. Yes, they were.
Wow.
They got to hang out with Al Pacino, huh?
Yeah, they did.
And get that speech.
They got it all.
What the? That's
That
freaking
is
awesome.
crazy.
Cool.
Well, we're the bad boys of brewing,
Yep.
so
Yeah, a little
we
bit.
need you to come up with some costumes for us.
Well, that's not difficult.
Trod's
to
got a
do.
little bit of money. He'll buy them off of
I
you.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
He makes tens and
That-
tens
wait,
of dollars.
wait,
Tens and
hold
tens
on.
of
Let me go.
dollars.
Let me go to the
Tens.
game next Friday
Yeah.
and watch the quarters get thrown from the.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
And you'll eat. You'll get a hot dog.
Get a free
And you
hot
get a hot
dog.
dog,
Free
too.
hot dog.
That's our budget.
Oh yeah.
That's our budget.
I'm holding my shirt out, collecting quarters and nickels.
I'm gonna throw this out here. I do have an extra ticket for the game next week.
Well, I'm
Are
just
you going to
saying.
take us all? Because we all need to go.
On one
Yeah.
ticket.
No.
We know somebody. Claw's
We're
getting us
gonna
in.
fight over one ticket.
Claw's getting us in. We're going to hang out with you the whole time.
I'm
You're gonna run through with the motorcycles are gonna be there. The prowlers are gonna be on the motorcycles.
Angela may flash you and ask you to
Welcome
sign
to the
her.
Jungle is going to be playing
Titas.
from Guns N' Roses.
She may.
Copyright.
She may. I'm just saying.
I will warm up my
Are you
Sharpie.
volunteering?
Attaboy. And then if I do it, I apologize.
think
I'm
he's
just
volunteering
apologizing.
me.
I've signed them too.
Yep.
I actually,
They're not as nice as they used to be. I'm just saying.
I had a young
They
lady.
Mine
say-
are. I don't
Yours
know
are
about
nice. I'm
yours.
talking about mine. I
are
said
so
mine.
They
nice.
sag a
Said
little
mine.
lower. They sag a little lower now, Philip.
Yeah, mine are saggy.
Mine are
Hers are
okay.
good. Hers are good. Hers are good.
I
Mine
had-
are nasty right now. It's just not pretty anymore.
Well, I tell you, I had a young lady and her husband, boyfriend, I don't know what he was, come up to me. I had a bunch of people around me. I'm signing stuff. And she looks at
Stuff.
me and asks me if I will sign
Stuff.
his junk.
Oh, geez.
Oh, good times.
Whoa.
Wow.
Good times.
Junk,
Good
okay?
time.
And
On
he can
fluff?
only get KLA.
Was it
and he
on
couldn't
fluff
get
or
the
not
W.
on fluff?
So was it
Actually,
a short signature?
what I did-
Full name?
Well, my response was,
Who's holding it?
first off,
I ain't holding it.
I said, first off,
Oh, my God.
the attempt would get someone arrested. And then I said, without missing a beat, I said, and my name is way too long for you.
Good answer.
And
Yes.
without missing a beat, she looked at me and she goes, well, is that a no? I'm like, really?
Because I usually capitalize the K.
Listen,
It's like,
I spread it out. KLAW. He ain't
Yeah.
that big. You know what I'm saying?
Person.
That's crazy, man.
So, yeah, I've been asked a lot of things during Predator
I can
games.
imagine. I can imagine. So, are you excited about this season? Tell me
Sure.
a little bit about what makes you excited about this season.
Well, I mean, you have to get to the basics of the game. You know, I mean, really, it's very fast. It's a quarter of the size of an NFL field. A
yep,
quarter.
yep.
That makes the game so
That
much
makes it
faster.
fun to watch,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, our quarterbacks don't have time to get in a pocket
No.
and sit around,
Good
take
luck with
notes.
that. Yeah.
And there's
You know,
only
they've
3
got-
guys protecting him.
Yeah,
Seven
I know.
players.
Yeah,
So you've got like a second or two to read the defense and make that throw. So everything moves at a much faster pace. To me, we call the NFL the no fun league.
Right.
It was boring to me.
Copyright. We didn't say that.
Wait, it was fun for me.
Choose to be different.
Really fun.
She was a cheerleader for the Jaguars.
had a
Yeah,
different-
yeah,
you-
yeah, yeah.
Cheerleader for the Jags.
Yeah.
You had a different perspective than,
Yeah.
than a lot of people. But like I said, it's once the fans understand this game, I had two kinds of fans: fans that loved the game and fans that came for the party.
Oh, of course.
Didn't matter to them whether we won or
Can
lost.
we be both?
You can be.
You can
and we
actually.
Had, and we actually had
That was
both.
me. I really enjoyed the game and I liked to
Yeah.
party.
And
Yeah.
we had some that just, oddly enough, just came to see me, and that was weird.
Dude,
That
that's
was most
great.
of the
You know.
people. Most of them came to see you.
I had,
Apparently.
Hey, there's a bar
Stalkers.
underneath the stadium where you can get to the end zones, and I literally watch people go into that bar with their ticket, and they never left until the game was over, and then they went home. They never even went out to the field. They literally
weren't even worried about the
stayed
game.
there and
Weren't even
played,
worried
because
about
the
it.
game's on the TV.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
these guys, that's where all the high rollers and the ballers
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
well, that was it. The
Yeah.
other thing was they would buy tickets for the lower bowl, and then they would go up into the concourse and sit in the bar and watch the game.
Right,
there.
right. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter to them. They were just having a good time.
So, is there anything that the Bad Boys of Brewing? That's our new tagline, by the way.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's the
Hashtag.
Bad Boys of Brewing can do for the Predators this year. What can we do to help out the Preds and get you to where you need to be?
Well, we just have to spread the word that the Preds are still here.
Love it.
That's really what it boils down to. Because, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
good point. That's a very
And,
good point.
I mean, everybody talks about the Magic sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
Listen, I went to a Magic game. Honestly, I was bored to death, and
yeah.
I can't wait till the fans can get back in there because even if they're losing, at least I hear some crowd noise. It was horrible.
No capacity.
We were literally sitting there. It was like crickets.
Yeah.
You ate something and you drank something and you're watching a.
A tennis match again.
It was literally like a tennis match.
That's
It's a
gotta-
perfect analogy.
that's
Watching
gotta
paint
sting
dry.
for the players,
And it
too.
sucks for the players because those guys are putting out,
Oh,
they're putting out some effort. That didn't mean they were good. But listen, we need fans.
Sure.
We need people in the stands, right? And
we-
that's
yeah.
it's that 12th man thing.
Yeah.
Because who are you really entertaining if no one is there
Damn Skippy.
for you to entertain?
Damn Skippy.
Well, the other thing is it really builds up the community. What happens is once people start filling up those seats, then sponsors start coming in and advertising their products.
True.
When they do that,
Sponsors
then
like 3 Odd Guys.
everybody,
Sponsored like 3 Odd
Yeah,
Guys.
everybody
Trot
gets
ain't
their
writing
back
that check, I can
scratched,
tell you.
know?
He ain't writing that check yet.
But that's what happens.
He might. Depends on what old Benny does for us.
Just depends on how we negotiate that contract.
We got KLAW hostage.
Claw. We know Claw. We're just gonna say we know you.
We know
Even
Claw.
exchange. Even the same time.
Even
Same
if-
time.
We're literally gonna put you in a seat and just.
Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring.
Or we'll just literally
He's in the
pretend.
trunk.
Look, he's literally wearing a Predators World Championship ring. Did you see that?
We'll pretend like we got you taped up. and
Hey,
then
we
we'll
got
just,
we
you
got
know,
Claw in the trunk. Yes. We got to exchange this at the same time.
It's one or the other. You
Ben, you're going to have 9,000 people in the stands.
You
that are
promote
gonna
the
hate
Bad Boys
you
of Brewing or
because
Claw
you didn't bring
is,
Claw
you
back,
know,
just like the last guy did.
or Claw is not showing up.
Oh, you would
No.
have a fight on your hands.
I
there.
know, and I love it. I love it.
I think
love
you'd
it.
have 4,000 people on the In Your Face fan
love
club would be all down here waiting to find out where he is.
They would, yeah, definitely.
So what's next for you?
Well, I mean, I build nitro for UCF. I've built a ton of those. I'm building mascots right now for a health organization in Missouri.
Very cool.
I actually am negotiating with a brand new place that has a beaver. I don't know if y'all.
Oh, we
heard
know
of that
about
yet.
a beaver.
well.
Yeah, we know about a beaver.
It ain't what you think, Darryl.
Yeah, Angela, get your head out the dirt. Man. Come on, man.
Yes, it went there.
Yeah.
Is it for
But,
Rachel's?
Is it literally a big old vagina?
How you know about Rachel's? What's up with that?
Okay, it was
building a big
near
vagina.
the Sam's Club that closed. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
okay. I got you. I got you. Sam's Club. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's
Yeah.
Club's not there anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's I'm out there working on that kind of stuff.
And you're going to be hired by the Bad Boys of Brewing apparently too.
Anything's possible.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything is
We already
possible.
have a mascot.
Uh-oh. I heard that
What's
y'all
our
had
mascot?
some sort of hairy thing.
Oh, listen to that guy. So here's what I would
If he
say.
gets seen.
I would suggest that hairy mascot put up or shut
It's in
up.
the trunk.
Oh.
Shut up. What does
So
that
let's
even mean?
let's see this mascot. Where's this mascot at?
Oh.
You wanna
He
do
doesn't know
this?
what shut up means.
Hey,
wanna do
it's
this?
it's your gig, man.
So-
I mean,
so-
I'm this
Do
guy.
this?
I'm
So,
this guy.
so
Let's
here's
go.
how this
You
works.
got to put that on.
Alter egos come out or they don't come out. Which one is it going to be? Let's get them alter egos going. You
ready?
could take your headsets off, and there's going to be mascot mascot.
A little bit of silence, a little bit of non-camera action.
So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play some music,
Shirts versus skins.
3-yard line.
and we're going to look at
Don't show them yet.
mascot. So get off of them. We're off of them. All right, you on us right now, Nate? So we may have mascots,
Shirts versus skins.
shirts versus skins coming out right now. And what I want to do, there you go. There you go. Wait. Don't take them yet, Nate Dogg. What I want to do is I want anybody who's watching right now, when we go to this camera, I want you guys to quickly vote
3-yard line.
on who your favorite mascot is.
That's not even fair.
Now you can hear us. You can hear us, right? You can hear us, right? Hang on. You can hear us, right? You can still hear
I
me?
can hear you
All
fine.
right, good. So here's what we want to happen. Nate Dogg, were you ready to take that camera?
I say they fight like gladiators.
No, we don't want him fighting because Daryl will get beat up bad.
Just got to take it out in the streets.
Daryl,
I'm not sure my insurance covers that.
whatever his mascot is, will get beat up bad.
Hey, I have a tagline.
All right, you ready? You ready? Take that camera.
I have a tagline.
Go.
Do that again.
We officially have Drizzy.
Then
3-yard line.
Drizzy sitting next to one of the legendary mascots in Central Florida.
Orlando Predators.
That's right.
Just like protect my hair.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Blow out that mic.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I'll be honest with you. Daryl,
Always good to see you.
we love you and your tagline, but you can't hang, son. You can't hang.
All right, I'm getting jacked up. Just
I was about to say, Trod's trying to play now.
Okay.
Trod wants to hit the field now because this Predator mascot, Claw, is killing it.
Listen, just tell the coach I work for pizza and beer.
Pizza and beer. And you know what you're making us do? Daryl, you know what you're making us do? You make us want to drink beer.
3-yard line.
You do not inspire us to hit the field. He inspires us to hit the field. I want to play. I want to play right now. Look at that.
I inspire you to drink beer.
Question is, can you take a hit?
That's a
Can
good
you
question.
take a hit?
Can you take a hit, Drizzy?
Bigfoot, bitch.
That's your tagline.
That's a tagline.
That's your tagline. I
That
agree.
is a tag-
I am
that's a
Bigfoot,
t-shirt.
bitch. I am Bigfoot, bitch. All right, folks. This has been the Orange Couch with 3 Odd Guys Brewing. For all these fun folks, Trod, Angela, Claw. I don't even know what to call you anymore. I'm gonna call you Drizzy.
Dribble.
Dribble.
Drizzy.
Joshua,
_3
head brewer Josh.
Instagram, Facebook.
This
You
has
know
been
where
so
I'm
much
at,
fun.
you know where I can find me.
Claw, we appreciate you, brother. And whatever we can do for the Predators this season, let's make it happen, all right?
Listen, man, come see us, guys. Come see us.
You got it, brother.
We'll be there.
Nate Dogg, choose to be different. Take us to black, brother.
Gone.